30 minutes. I was
Hey everybody, welcome back to Michigan Wolverines Live. After a tumultuous, TJ, last couple of days, it does seem like the light may be at the end of the tunnel. John U. Bacon, somebody, maybe one of two people aside from Angelique that I think is, I trust on almost everything. Like, I'm not saying he's been right on every single thing ever, but I think he's been right on a lot. Chris Ballas has been talking about this all day on 3, and it does seem like, TJ, that the tea leaves are trending toward Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham as the early favorite to replace Chiron Moore, but not done yet.
Yeah.
Not done yet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Dillingham situation gained a lot of momentum today, but the reality is, in my opinion, okay? So here's where we are, John. Both coaches have been offered contracts. That's where we are. It is my opinion. Now, first of all, yesterday we spoke. We did the call-in show. I told you guys it was down to 3. I told you it was between DeBoer, Dillingham, Fisher. Mm-hmm. It appears we are down to 2. Right. So that's where we are. So we have DeBoer and we have Dillingham. And I know there's a lot of buzz with Dillingham today. Okay. Mm-hmm. John, I put in our group chat yesterday that DeBoer was offered a contract.
Correct.
I am going to assume something right now. I am assuming that Dillingham got offered his contract today. I do know he was offered one, but my thought is it was offered today, which is why there's this momentum shift. What I think is really happening is they're going to wait a little bit. And if DeBoer does not make up his mind, they're going with Dillingham. They're not going to wait long enough. So DeBoer has to make up his mind. This is what my opinion is. So I do think DeBoer is still the number one option for Michigan, but I think Michigan is very comfortable with Dillingham. And I think that's where we are right now. And I think there's a lot of buzz because we have told you since the very beginning of this, listen, Dillingham was on our radar very early in this, and we told you guys Dillingham already communicated to Michigan. This was Tuesday. Already communicated, or was it Monday? No, it was Tuesday. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Wednesday. When the fuck was it? I don't know. This week's crazy. Whenever we did our first show about all this, Dillingham communicated to Michigan.
Yeah, Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
It was Wednesday. I don't know why I keep thinking that's Monday. Mm-hmm. But he communicated his willingness to be head coach. He wants to come here. He is 100% wants to come here. That's been the constant. DeBoer. Well, let's get into. All right, let me just. Here's what's interesting about the DeBoer situation. I know you want to go on Dillingham, but I want to share this because I shared this in our group chat, John, last night. I wanted to share this with everybody. Here are some interesting things about the DeBoer situation. Yes, a contract was offered to DeBoer, but guys, his wife is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. His wife's family is in Washtenaw County. Ryan Grubb's wife, who's the offensive coordinator of Alabama, is from Detroit, Michigan. She is an alumni of the University of Michigan. Okay. There are very strong polls, family reasons for the DeBoers to come to Michigan. And then you have Courtney Morgan, who's the general manager, who is a former Michigan alum. Okay. Contract's been offered. We know the situation. Now on to Dillingham. Dillingham, listen, we all see the betting markets. They even locked them out. The betting market's locked. You can't even bet anymore on it. So the betting markets favor heavily Dillingham. There's a lot of momentum. I'm going to tell you right now, I am absolutely satisfied with either. I will say this too. I think Dillingham would be a more fun journey, especially in the beginning. But I do think DeBoer still brings a little bit more just due to experience. But it's an interesting situation, John.
Yeah, TJ, I have been following this very, very strongly, very, very closely this week, especially as we have been playing a juggling act because we're trying to monitor the Chiron Moore arraignment. He's obviously gotten charges today at 1 p.m. and that whole thing. And so I'm trying to juggle that, but then continuing to try to look at this. And it was the tea leaves were headed to DeBoer, I'd say, yesterday, but I just think that with the timing and more stuff coming out on Chiron, and it's not even done. We know that the avalanche will probably continue. With all of that said, Michigan desperately needs a win. Desperately. And so
we're gonna get one. We're gonna get one, but keep going.
I don't know if we could afford to wait till maybe Bama loses to OU. Maybe they win against OU, and then we have to wait longer.
All right. So remember when John U. Bacon said yesterday he has on good authority it's a 5 to 10 day window. Well, when you look at the 10-day window, that fits Alabama's first game, which is the 19th. I really felt as of last night that Michigan was going to wait to see the result of the Alabama game and see if DeBoer was willing to finally announce publicly that he would be coming to Michigan. But it just appears there's actually more of an aggressive push now. And I think Dillingham's willingness to fully come here, I think, is making Michigan feel like we don't need to wait maybe that long. I have heard a rumor. Again, this is just a rumor, grain of salt, this one, because this isn't even from one of my, somebody I would really fully trust. But I did see that there's a belief that potentially Michigan's going to give DeBoer till the end of the weekend.
I think that's fair.
So I don't know, listen, that is a grain of salt. Please take that with a grain of salt. But that is kind of something I've heard. But it isn't from somebody I would normally get information from. But
announcement Monday or Tuesday then.
Well, I think maybe I don't know if it's like that, but maybe there's look, we'll give you to the weekend, and if he doesn't do it, I don't know if it's you get an instant announcement or not. But I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Dillingham situation is interesting, but again, I think they're waiting on DeBoer. I really do. I think that is the holdup right now. But they're only going to let him wait so long, and I really think that's the reality of the situation.
So a couple of things about Dillingham, and just a couple of quick facts. So at Memphis in 2018, he coordinated an offense ranked number 4 in the nation. Want to talk about an offensive mind, somebody who could actually bring our offense out of 1925 level offense? How about Dillingham? Gone are the days of 5 passes and a half. I think that's pretty clear. So this is a massive upgrade there. Number 4 in the nation offense, number 2 in rushing touchdowns. So he does run the ball, but he also passes. So 7K that year. In 2019, he was Auburn's OC and quarterbacks coach. So quarterbacks coach, and helped Bo Nix win Freshman of the Year, 33 points per game. So as an OC, very solid. As a head coach, even more solid, because it's very remarkable, TJ, to take a 3-9 program to 11-3.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Winning. So 11-3. He was able to. He was the runner-up for AP Coach of the Year last year, and now is 8-4 this year. And I love the fact, TJ, that he's an offensive mind. I love the fact that he's worked with Bo Nix. He's worked with Sam Levitt. He's worked with major people. And I think that this immediately elevates Michigan. It immediately elevates Michigan. I've said repeatedly, I've been disappointed. I've called it out. I've said about the wide receivers. I've said about the lines. I've said about and it's not that we don't we want there to be success. And I firmly believe that with either of these hires, you're immediately elevating the team. And so this is very big news. It does seem like it's trending Dillingham's direction.
Yeah. Yeah, no, listen, I'm assuming, I mean, I do know a contract was offered, but I know the contract was offered to DeBoer. I am assuming Dillingham got an offer today, which is why I think the momentum's as hot as it is right now. But yes, I mean, look, Dillingham. See, the thing about Dillingham, guys, that I think we need to really understand is Dillingham operates in a very physical but aggressive offensive mindset. And he is really what I would consider like a 2025 Michigan offensive outlook, which is what? A balanced offense with a power run game that can also kill you through the air. And that is what Dillingham actually is able to achieve. Now, granted, he would need a strong defensive coordinator if he were to come here. But I don't. But by all accounts, here's the thing that I don't know if people, for those who don't know about Dillingham, a lot of people within the college football feel like he's almost a lock to become one of the best coaches in college football. I'm sure people actually, you know what, John, I was thinking about playing this. So I've been thinking about for a while to come. All right. So let's give people some behind the scenes. For probably the last hour, I was contemplating jumping on here to give people an update and also talk about the situation. John hits me up. He's like, I'm going to go live. I was like, all right, let's fucking go. And I have this video. I have this video of Steve Wilfong. If you haven't seen this, we're going to play it. I got to find it though. Where is it? But he basically, I got it right here. And he's basically going to put it in a nutshell. It's a 2-minute video. I think this is probably one of the best representations of what you can expect of Dillingham.
Arizona State's Kenny Dillingham comes to mind right away. And we've talked about him with some other job openings, but he is a very exciting young coach with a high offensive mind IQ. He's in tune with everything within his football program. He's a player's coach. Pushes for support for the program in the modern era of recruiting. And I think if you put the black M on his golf shirt, he would become one of the top coaches in college football. Now he's at his alma mater, Arizona State. He's very happy in Phoenix. That's his hometown. So much family, so many connections to the city. But he's leaving that. If he were to leave Arizona State right now, he would have left the Sun Devils program better than he found it. Took him to a conference championship, college football playoff last year. Had a lot of injuries at key positions this year, particularly at the quarterback position, and still navigated it at a high level. You put Kenny Dillingham at Michigan with a young Bryce Underwood, I think Michigan would be on track to have one of the best offenses in college football. I know the type of recruiter Kenny Dillingham is. He was a terrific recruiter as an offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach at places like Florida State, Auburn, and Oregon, and certainly at Arizona State. And he takes on the identity of wherever he works. And so he is a guy that obviously you got some more maybe mainstream names that are at the top of this list. And for a job like Michigan, you should be able to shoot your shot with the best coaches in the country. Won a national championship a couple years ago, the all-time winningest program, what Michigan offers on and off the field. And then in the modern era, what Michigan can offer on and off the field, the alumni base, it's one of those special programs. But Kenny Dillingham is someone that I think could help Michigan win its next national championship.
That's a statement.
Yeah,
from
I was gonna say, like, if that sales pitch by Steve Wilfong has not convinced you of the potential of this hire, if it was to be him, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Josh Pate is also. I will give credit to Josh Pate. Josh Pate, very early in this process, his number one, he thought Kenny Dillingham was the best fit. And he felt that Kenny Dillingham would get the job. So we'll give him some credit there, because out of everybody who's put coaching list out there, they have not been as strong in the Kenny Dillingham push for the Michigan job. So shout out to Josh Pate on that. He wasn't wrong at all. But yeah, right. No, in college football circles, it is strongly believed that Kenny Dillingham is ahead of the curve in terms of his age, and already possesses the ability to people strongly believe he is a program builder. He's not just a strong offensive mind. It's rare. That's rare, let alone the fact he's only 35 years old. Like, there is a lot of excitement about Kenny Dillingham, John.
Yes. For those of you just joining us, now we've had a lot more people join, about 2,200 across all of our platforms. Kenny Dillingham is now the early favorite to become the next Michigan head coach. This has been reported all day, if you know where to look. And Bacon just being, I think, one of the most prominent and trusted sources to come out. He usually doesn't speak unless he has a pretty good sense of what's going to happen. And obviously, we've heard about DeBoer getting a contract, Dillingham getting his contract today. We are kind of in some group chats. We're in some circles learning about these things as we go, with some of our sources as well. So we're kind of corroborating all the things. But there's your poly market right there.
Yeah, this is
Dillingham. Yeah. Dillingham is the heavy favorite, I think, and the only holdup right now is DeBoer, right? So DeBoer is still the ideal choice.
It appears that
Michigan, it twisted.
Yeah, it appears that Michigan still has DeBoer 1A, I believe the window for him to make a decision is far smaller than it would have been. I think Michigan is comfortable moving with Dillingham.
Yeah. Also, many of the players have followed Dillingham.
I know.
So on social media. And coaches, including Ron Bellamy. How our favorite Ron Bellamy following Dillingham on social. All right, we have 10 super chats. Thank you for riding with us tonight. Yes. This was an unexpected impromptu stream, but we thought, let's update you on the latest and some positivity, right? Some positive news here for the Michigan fan base. AJ, starting things off with a 5, says, TJ, you said only if it was official. Does that mean it's basically certain?
No,
Yeah.
So you're right. I said earlier I would only go live today if something officially came out. But
then I decided to go live, so I didn't hear any of that. So.
Yeah. So there's just so much buzz and there's so much smoke right now, and there's just so much hype and excitement. Plus, like, honestly, for the last hour, I've been contemplating coming on here just to talk some ball with you guys, because I'm sure, like all of you, we are refreshing absolutely every single thing we can, from Twitter to the boards to everything, seeing if we can get any information anywhere. It's an interest, it's just interesting. And like, the reality is, I'll tell you this too, like on our end, there's so much shit coming in. You're trying to figure it out, I'll say this, as of last night, and you can ask John, I was really confident about DeBoer. Today, the Dillingham shit just like shot through a roof. It shot through and like, so to me, I feel like it's because Michigan's willing to, shorten the window for DeBoer to make a decision. That's what I think has really occurred here. So it's interesting, man. Although I've also the word is also that some people have, who are, in terms of those who want DeBoer, apparently the word is like they're shifting, they're coming around to Dillingham. Like they're like, I think it's, at the end of the day, John, I think Michigan realizes the sooner they resolve this, the better for the program. And I don't think they want to wait for a certain, for, let's just call it what it is, DeBoer, to make a decision.
Right.
DeBoer, what he's dealing with on his end is he doesn't, he's got a playoff chase ahead of him. And yes, they play the 19th, which is next Friday. But that's a long time. That's a long time. And I don't think I'm starting to think Michigan's not willing to wait that long.
And before we get to captain, keep in mind some of the other staff that could be coming with him if this does happen. Marcus Arroyo, the offensive coordinator, really good offensive coordinator, maybe one of the best in the country. Hines Ward, wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
Talk about an upgrade from the current situation.
Yeah. I'm sure you're excited.
I am thrilled, my friend. I am thrilled if that happens. Captain is not so excited, but hopefully Captain, kind of absorbs some of this, because I'll be honest, I was in Captain's shoes 24 hours ago, and then I educated myself a little bit more on this alternative.
Well, Captain, why are you not excited? I think we have the two options are very exciting. When you look at Kalen DeBoer, here's the reality. He's a top 10 coach in college football. He is. And it's not even just on the field either. Look at the recruiting class he built, number 2 in the nation. I mean, he is a very good option for Michigan. Then you look at Kenny Dillingham, who is, a fast riser. Many believe he's ready for an opportunity like this. This isn't a coach who's learning on the job. This is a coach who's excelled for his age, and he's ready to take the jump. That's what the talk is in college football. You heard Steve Wilfong. You heard what he said.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of people. I mean, even Mark's a big fan of Kenny Dillingham. Like, anyone who watches college football understands what he's built. He's built at Arizona. He took a dumpster fire situation, and he turned it into a pretty successful, build. I mean, he got him to the playoffs. He's done a good job, man. So, and the one thing too about Kenny Dillingham is he would be able to maintain the identity of Michigan football, which is that power smash run, but with that balanced, versatile air attack. I mean, to me, we're in a win-win, boys. That's the thing too. This is a win-win. We're not like, we're good. Like, it's, however the chips fall, we're good. Like, this, Michigan's going to be in a good spot, guys. All right. We can all be excited about the future, but I understand we have a big thing ahead of us, which is whatever coach we get, their job is to make sure this roster stays intact and also capitalizes on the upcoming portal. That's just the reality of the situation. So that is the uncertainty ahead of us, is how does the roster shake out with whatever hire it is. But end of the day, I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited about the two options who are at the top of the pyramid for Michigan right now.
Folks, those of you on X, I'm going to ask everybody on X to head on over to YouTube. We'll be going YouTube only in about 5 minutes, so head on over to the YouTube side of things if you aren't already. Captain, I'm not excited. That's the 10. I just read that one. Thank you, Captain, and hopefully you hear some of this. And I will say for the defense, I was a little bit like, are we headed back? And I will say Arizona State did go 42nd in total defense this year. So there is a case to be made about Wink Martindale
staying.
At least.
Yeah, at least he would at least maintain at least the top 20 defense, and when you couple that with the offensive, if it's Kalen DeBoer, I don't think he would stay. Dillingham, I could see it. Dillingham, it's possible.
Mason Bruce says dilly. And Quinn.
Dilly.
Oh my God. With the 100 burger.
Thank you,
Quinn, go blue. Let's
Appreciate
fucking go. Impromptu stream. Awesome work keeping us updated. That's what we do here at Michigan at the Voice of College Football. Big J journalism. That's what we do here each and every day, every Tuesday, every Thursday, and special streams like this. AJ Cooper, Dilly equals Dusty, comparing it Dillingham to Dusty May. In my opinion, the top basketball team in the nation right now.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. There have been industry minds outside of even the Michigan circle who have made that exact comparison. Dilly is it's a great point. I'm glad we got the super chat. Dillingham has the ability to have his players play above their talent level. Dusty May has this ability. Great coaches have this ability. Kirk Cinetti, Jim Harbaugh had this ability. Dillingham he shows to be a coach that knows how to get the most out of his guys and actually has a well-coached team. The frustrations we had this year with Michigan having their moments of sloppy play, inconsistency, lack of fundamentals, tackling, catching the damn ball. These are the things that, like, when you have good coaches, those are not problems. Dillingham appears to be the type of coach who would make sure at least the team is playing at a clean level, clean football, strong football, aggressive football, physical football with an aggressive. That's the thing too, is like, I really do believe if it was Dillingham, I think Michigan fans would fall in love with his offense. I think that would be, because listen, we know in the past, the running game in Michigan is obviously, I'll play it. Fuck it, play. I know this.
Yeah. Here's an excerpt of what we can expect with Kenny Dillingham if he becomes the head coach.
Same thing we said earlier in the week. Twist the knife. We have yet to finish the motherfucking game. We've yet to do that all year. We've done the same. Finish the motherfucking game with a vengeance. If we think we are who I think we are, a team that can compete for championships, we come out in the second half and we twist the knife. No pity for the motherfucking kitty.
It's a football guy, man. It's a football guy. Love it. Yeah, I mean, that's the energy, man. So, we'll see. I mean, I think I don't know what I don't know, but I think we'll know next week. I think next week we're going to get a decision. I think one of these coaches is going to make their mind. But I'm not sure we're going to find anything out over the weekend. I really do. I think they are going to
I agree.
I think Chiron DeBoer is going to get the weekend. I do think that's going to happen. And then they're going to go from there and we'll see how it goes. But I mean, again, it's a win-win, boys. Win-win.
Absolutely is. And GT's here with us here at midnight. Appreciate you, GT. We went out and got a young Beeline, and that's working out well. Dillingham feels like a young Harbaugh kind of higher. I was feeling like a little bit of a Harbaugh feeling.
He's just a football guy, man. And Harbaugh's a football guy. That's what, like, John Gruden's a weirdo too. Football guy. Like, football guys are like that. They eat, breathe, and it's all football. Fuck the bullshit,
Hey, we love winners. We love football guys. We love people who want to twist the knife. I feel like we're kind of zombieing for a little too zombie for my taste for 2 years. I like the fire there. I like the fire.
Well, I mean, listen, it's that mentality, right? I mean, listen, this is the Big Ten. You have to have that mentality. If you do not win in the trenches, if you are not a physical team, you will get bullied. That's the one thing about this conference. If you are not a physical team and you don't win it, you will be bullied. Teams like Wisconsin are learning that lesson. Fickle, I don't know why he didn't understand that, but he doesn't understand that. Even when he was at Ohio State, he didn't understand that. That's just what it is. And I think with Dillingham, he will bring that. I think, a lot of people's the one concern with most Michigan fans with DeBoer is the lack of physical toughness at times in his offenses. It seems to be more finesse than power. And I think what a lot of Michigan fans really want is the blend of finesse and power, but maintaining both identities. Dillingham does do that. And I also think, maybe I'm wrong. I'm speaking for myself, but I feel like a lot of Michigan fans feel this way also. It almost seems like the journey of Dillingham, because he's so young and he has such a high ceiling, it just kind of feels like it'd be a more fun ride. Like it'd just be an exciting, next few years with him. Where Kalen DeBoer, we've seen him reach pinnacles. I mean, in the last 4 years, Kalen DeBoer is 40-10, been to the college football playoffs twice, now has the number 2 recruiting class in the nation, been to the national championship game. We've seen what DeBoer can do, but we've also seen DeBoer's faults.
Yep. And
sometimes there's a lack of physicality, with the teams. And I think Michigan fans definitely don't want to lose our identity. Michigan is known for being the bully, and we don't want to lose that. And with Dillingham, you will likely maintain that identity.
And to be fair, I mean, watching a strong run in 23 until the running back got injured in the Texas game. So just to be fair there. But I do agree that I think that Dillingham is a little bit more balanced, and Arroyo, they're a bit more balanced. So I think that's a big one. That's a big piece of this. We are going to go to just YouTube at this point. So head on over to YouTube if you're on X. Okay. More super chats. Actually, this is a good one before we do that. 100 likes, but 725 watching. Everyone hit that thumbs up. Great discussion about Kenny Dillingham potentially taking the job and running with it. Absolutely. Okay, and thank you for encouraging people to hit the like button. Now, here's an interesting one with JR. We all know about Sexton, most infamous agent in football, who likes to play teams for leverage. JR saying Sexton is playing Michigan for leverage to get Kalen DeBoer a raise.
The problem with that is it is believed that Alabama's okay with Kalen DeBoer leaving. Alabama has options. Like, Alabama could likely pull Sarkisian from Texas. Alabama could probably get Lane Kiffin to change his mind very quickly. It's just the reality. So, like I mentioned this yesterday, that I went on some Alabama message boards to kind of get the vibe and the feel of what they're going through. And a lot of them are almost accepting defeat. They're almost like, all right, well, he's gone. Who do we look for now? And I was kind of anticipating they'd be like, oh, we're Alabama. Like why would he go to Michigan? But I wasn't getting that. A lot of them are still not sold on DeBoer. DeBoer is not a culture fit, which is why it also seems like it'd be logical to think he would come to Michigan. I mean, what's funny is I do see some people from the Alabama perspective who are like, like you don't have the money to pull, like they're idiots. They don't have any idea what kind of money Michigan has. But, long story short, Michigan, if Michigan, wants somebody, they could get somebody like that. I hate when teams or any program says that, like, Michigan, listen, if they really wanted somebody, they could get somebody. At the end of the day, go on.
Not naming specific numbers to keep the numbers private. It's all I'm going to say is Michigan Michigan would be able to hypothetically make a head coach the highest paid head coach in America.
Easily.
And that's all I'm going to say on it. You can do your research from there to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
How about that?
Right. So, we'll see though. We'll see. I don't believe that the DeBoer contract will be similar to Dillingham. I think Dillingham would be a cheaper contract. I would anticipate that. I think DeBoer, you have to pony up a little bit of money to make sure you could get him here. But again, at the end of the day, it just comes down to timing. I mean, DeBoer has to make up his fucking mind. And Michigan, the reality is Michigan has less than 3 weeks to identify a coach. Now, all right, I also want to clarify something that I think needs to be clarified. There's been a rule change in the NCAA, okay? No player can enter the transfer portal for Michigan until a coach is hired or the transfer portal window opens. So, but there's risk to this. Even if you don't hire a coach and we have 3 weeks until the portal, the issue is agents are calling our players right now. They've been calling our players since this happened, the moment this happened. So you don't want those discussions to get too far.
Right.
So Michigan does understand that time is of the essence. Now, listen, once Michigan hires a coach, Michigan has 5 days, and then they are free to enter the portal. So please understand that. That's a new rule change as of this year.
Yeah. So essentially, here's how it goes. Chiron got fired. Okay. So they can't just transfer willy-nilly. Okay. Here's when they can transfer. So new coach gets hired, Dillingham, DeBoer, whoever. 5 days.
Yep.
Where
5.
nothing can happen. So that gives the new coach the ability to make their case of how what vision they have, and the position coaches can make their case for what vision they have for each player in their 2026 system.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you fit? Where do what is our vision and all that? Now, of course, the new coach, here's what sucks. He doesn't get time to scout every single one of his guys. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. It's not like he has time to sit down and watch film the entire season, or he's not going to be able to cram that in 5 days. So, it'll be interesting. Now it's potentially possible there's maybe a delayed announcement just so the new coach would have time to potentially prep. But it is interesting.
Yeah.
Would something have to monitor? Yeah, but let's hit these super chats here, John.
But those back channel, as you said, those back channel conversations with the agents are happening as we speak.
I listen, and I said this when things happened on Wednesday. A parent told me firsthand that the players are already getting reached out to by agents. I got that directly from a parent. So we know what's happening. It's what it is. This is college football. We know how it goes.
Yes. Elijah, I don't mind either coach. My bigger concern is who is the DC if Dillingham, and I hope the university lets him throw McDonald's bags. So the ASU DC, his name is Brian Ward. So there's a possibility that he brings Brian Ward. There's also a possibility, and again, this is all speculation right now because the man hasn't even been hired yet. But there is also the possibility of retaining Wink Martindale and his coaching, at least some of his people. So that's also an option.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who is retained from Michigan's current staff. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But now to the rest of this question, I hope the university allows them to, throw McDonald's bags. Here's what I understand. Okay. First, let me also say, regarding the defensive coordinator, that's a bridge we'll cross once we get the head coach, right? Let's figure out who we got, and then we'll look at how the defensive coordinator situation looks like. But regarding there is, from my understanding, belief that the donors are actually going to be willing to be more aggressive with football.
Correct.
Donors have not been. Donors were really unhappy with Chiron towards the end of the year.
Yep.
Okay.
The money was drying up.
Not fully drying up, but there was
a
lack of investing more.
They were not happy, and some, we won't say who, but some did not. Basically, were not going to donate anymore until he was gone. Right. And so with him being gone, I do believe there's going to be an infusion of cash for Dillingham or DeBoer.
Listen, I'll tell you this right now, and I really do believe what I'm going to say because I've thought on this for probably a week and a half now. I really believe the donors at Michigan want Michigan to be top 10 in absolutely every single sport. I mean, if you look at what they're doing in hockey, you look at how the basketball team's going, the women's basketball team, they're crushing it. And it's in all those sports are getting donor dollars. And I think the donors see what they can achieve, and they realize, well, if we're going to do that in football, clearly we need the right man for the job. So like I said earlier, win-win situation with both our options right now. But I do anticipate, I feel like Michigan's not going to fuck around with this. I think the donors are going to be very willing to, give the football program what it needs to achieve, the goals it has.
There is a question that I want to quickly address on the Chiron thing, and we'll get back to super chats, because this is something that I've been hearing from lots of places, and this question continues to come up, and I want to address it right now. Why is no one in sports media talking about the fact that everyone knew what was going on with Chiron for months? Let me address that. So I will speak for us that we did not go live with the story for the following reason. There wasn't, for our satisfaction, enough trusted journalists, trusted people that were saying what was happening. We were hearing rumors, and there was one in particular individual that I do trust that went with this, that if maybe one or two more had, I would have considered. But because the fact that it was still rumor, there was a lot of damage control going on. Michigan Insider, there's a lot of damage control going on. And so you got to be careful. You don't want to catch a case. You don't want to catch threats.
The issue
you wait till it's solid because of the damage that these at that point were rumors are going to do to the program, that could do to everything surrounding the program.
Here's the reality, and it's this simple. And if this can't be comprehended, I don't know what to tell you. This ruins families. This ruins lives. It's too fucking touchy. Unless you are 100% certain, you're foolish to bring it to the table. That's not good. You don't want to be the one who fucks up a family or ruins anything, dude. Like, and on top of that, and let me just be very honest here. And I've mentioned this the last few days, like listen, there's you hear a lot of shit, man. Sometimes you got to just make sure, you better know if you're going to bring something like that to the table, you better know and not assume. Yep. See, that's
you
the thing.
Have to have it concrete.
Okay. Listen, let me give you guys some. I'll tell you exactly how it went down. No, I'll tell you exactly how it went down for us. We learned November 6th, okay, yep. And then we started reaching out to some other people, getting things confirmed between me, John, Maniac, and fucking Maze Madman and Johnny, trying to figure it out.
Yep.
Okay, so we were aware, but we were like, all right, let's just chill on it. We don't really know. And then we noticed Justin Spiro posted a fucking video. And we were like, oh shit. And in the video was about Chiron Moore and Mel Tucker. And it was almost like he was just, fucking around, teasing that he was going to release a lot of the information. What's interesting though is after 4 hours, maybe 6 hours, he takes the video down. So we were all like, all right, if he's not exposing this shit, then maybe there's no truth to it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not, maybe the validity isn't there, because the reality is the rumor was never solidified until, the girl came forward and shit. Right. So, we were like, all right, let's just let it play out. And I'll be honest, in the back of my head too, I was like, listen, this is college football. This is college. You know what shit? Can we just also be very honest? This happens everywhere in college football. Okay? This is not an uncommon thing. What made it fucked up is Chiron's married and has kids, but I promise you, there are coaches on staffs hooking up with staff members come on, dude. We all know that's happening. But and we all know the Lane Kiffin jokes, right? But end of the day, we were like, all right, maybe this is one of those things that never comes to light. Because let me give you one. I'll give you guys one right now. The Les Miles situation. Les Miles situation would have been just as big as this almost, except I know Chiron Moore kicked in a girl's door and it became a fucking felony situation. But my point being,
that turned out to be a little less bad than we thought. Apparently it was not forceful entry. It was just unwanted entry. So they knocked it down. Apparently, he didn't have to knock the door down, and he grabbed a butter knife that was in the kitchen, but it was still not good. Let's be very clear.
What's funny is you want to know how? All right, never mind.
Still, anyway, JR, one more.
Why a butter knife, Chiron? What are you doing,
I
bro?
don't. Yeah.
Did she not have a steak knife?
Holy
Come on.
shit! Okay, well, I think we're happy. It was, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get off that. The point is
wild, bro. Butter knife.
The point is, JR, you're not wrong. I was kind of hinting at that by saying multiple times we didn't want to catch a case. So libel doesn't apply though if it's true. I could speak that there was one source that I trusted well enough that if another few like that had said something, that we would have probably gone with it. Okay.
Well, let me just say this. So you want me and John to come here and say Chiron Moore's fucking some girl when he's got 3 kids and a wife, and I'm not even, and I'm all I have is I heard it. Like, do you understand the consequences of that?
Right.
No way.
I would never. We needed.
Let me
more
tell you right now.
proof.
I would never come to the microphone and discuss that shit unless it was absolutely certain.
Yeah.
It is too serious, man. Like
beyond the legal, it's 3 kids.
No.
3 kids, breaking families, recruiting going on, portal, all of that stuff. All of it. The whole picture.
It just would be sloppy. And then let's just say that what if it wasn't true?
Right.
That's a bad look on us, you know?
Hella bad look.
Yeah.
We didn't know for a fact. We
just heard it. Didn't know, we heard it. That's the reality. And I think a lot of people just heard it. It's like, listen, here's who I know who know. There was players who knew. There was players who saw them. Like this was almost an open topic within the locker room. You know, but it was never, because you got to remember, they worked together. This was like his right-hand girl. She got promoted. She went from recruiting to a secretary. So they were by each other all the fucking time. So it was hard to, you know, pinpoint it.
Let's go back to the super chats now that we've addressed that.
Moving
forward, thank you for moving forward. We're only going to tackle super chats. So if you have a question, if you have a comment, super chat and we'll read it. Otherwise, next show, you know? So consider super chatting. So JZ72 with the 5. What about Tony Alford? I think both are good coaches, but DeBoer definitely needs the help from Tony. So I think that Alford is on the very short list of coaches that I would want retained.
Yep, agree.
Right?
Yeah, that's Tony Alford. I'm 100% down to keep Tony Alford. I want, to be honest, the only 2 coaches I care enough to keep are Tony Alford and Biff Poggi. Everyone else can go. I don't care. Justin Trust can get the fuck out too.
Elijah with the 2. Does he bring Samaj Morgan along? He can't leave the flame. We'll find out.
You know, Samaj Morgan's always open, dog. Come on. Always open.
We got Odell saying with the 10 that he just put his brother onto the channel. Love you guys. Go Blue. Thank you, Odell. Go Blue back to you as well.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate all the new viewers too. Appreciate all the OGs. We appreciate all y'all.
Boom. We got Quinn with another one. Another hundo. Thank you. I'll take Dilly over Kalen 24/7. More with less. Dilly with Michigan resources equals dynasty. And by the way, that's what Wilfong was saying. If you had watched earlier and TJ showed that video, that's what Wilfong basically said.
We can play it again in a little bit. We'll play it a little bit. Yeah, in a little bit.
So that's, thank you to Quinn there. I agree with you. Mikey with the SpongeBob avatar. Love that. Do you guys have sources that DeBoer and Dilly have had contracts? Yes.
Both contracts have been presented to both of them. I knew about the Chiron DeBoer one yesterday. The Dillingham one was told today. That's why I think the momentum picked up the way it did. But listen, from my understanding, no contracts have been accepted. So all I know is they were sent and presented. That's
if so, is Michigan going to wait until after Alabama, Oklahoma?
I'm starting to feel like they're not. I'm starting to feel like I'm starting to feel like they want decisions made. So I think we're going to see. I think by the playoff game we should probably know what the word is. You know,
and we should probably be very tough. I mean, granted, Lane Kiffin did do it. He did go to LSU while Ole Miss was in the playoff. It would be very tough, I think, for DeBoer to do that. Same thing at Alabama. However, Michigan made an offer that he's at least going to consider it. And that's all I'm going to say. It's one that I think anyone on the planet would consider. Okay. Dadoy, I don't think I really care who is coach right now. I just don't want Ward Manuel having a say.
I'll be honest. So I have no idea who is the loudest voice in this. Like, is it the AD? Is it the regents? Is it the donors? I have no idea who is the loudest voice in this. I'm sure it's not Ward, to be honest with you, considering his ass is on the hot seat right now and under investigation. With the new law firm that's investigating all that crap. But I'll be honest. My assumption would be the donors are probably calling shots these days, but I can't say I know that. I don't know. And I don't anticipate Ward Manuel has the largest voice right now.
So everyone, if you don't know, Turnkey ZRG. So Turnkey ZRG is the head coaching search firm that was also used at recently at Florida. So that's the firm that Michigan has hired to conduct this search. Ward Manuel is involved, but so are the regents. So is everyone is president. Everyone. This is an all hands on deck situation. I will say, Ward still has a few supporters in the administration, and I'm not going to say who, but he still has a few supporters, and I think all I'm going to say is I think there's a possibility he stays.
I don't know,
but I fucking hope not.
I don't know. We'll see.
I hope not.
We'll see. I don't know. I think it might be a springtime decision, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but we'll figure it out. We'll see.
Yeah, I think they want to take it one mountain at a time, right?
Well, no, it's the head coach is priority number one. It doesn't
get the head.
They don't have time to do an AD search. They don't have time right now. So the coach is priority. The clock being less than 3 weeks, we don't have time for that shit.
Jared, looking forward. Oh, great question. What about strength and conditioning? Do they normally travel with the head coach?
Well, yes. The head coach
usually
gets the guy he wants. I mean, it's that. Yes, no, that's 100% fact. Whoever the next coach is going to, Trust is gone. That's done.
So it's Joe Connolly is the head coach of football sports performance, is a master strength and conditioning coach by the Collegiate Strength and Conditioning Coaches Association. And so I mean, God, this guy's stare is intense alone. I like that. And I think we need, after Trust, I think we're going to need somebody who can put it down.
You got to get the mentality back in the program. Yep.
Double time. DeBoer has former UMOL Courtney Morgan as GM. He does. He also put Michigan roster and Washington roster together, who eventually met in the Natty. Something to think about. They did meet in the Natty.
No, Courtney Morgan is the reason Mason Graham was at the University of Michigan. Courtney Morgan is amazing. Alumni of Michigan. That's another positive. That's one of the things too. It's not even just, can I be honest, it's not even about just Kalen DeBoer. It's the combination of Courtney Morgan and Kalen DeBoer. The hope would be that Courtney Morgan would follow Kalen DeBoer back to Michigan, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see if that actually comes to fruition, though, to be honest with you, because what does Michigan say to Sean McGee then? So, I don't know. I hope it happens, but it might not, man. I mean, how often do you see a GM following a coach these days? You really don't when you think about it. But I mean, it almost seems logical because Courtney Morgan is a former Michigan alum, played for the football team. But the truth is, Courtney Morgan didn't love Michigan's administration, and we all know how that goes. Not everybody does. Jim Harbaugh was another.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the GM reports to the head coach. People
works with the head coach. He don't report to the head coach.
Well, he works with him.
He reports to the AD.
Okay.
GM's ahead of the coach. I don't think people realize.
In the NFL.
In college.
Okay. All right.
I'm telling you.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Let's see. Something to. Now I'm losing my track here. We got Austin. We got so Austin is a YouTube member. YouTube member. So thank you, Austin, for your membership. I can't see which level it is.
Welcome to the community, bro.
But thank you and welcome to the community. Dadoy, past records don't really matter. Rich Rod was successful at
West Virginia
and a flop at U of M. I'll hold my celebrations about anyone until they beat Ohio State. Love it. I love this.
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with having a wait and see approach. There's no reason to, I guess, if you don't want to get excited about it until you can actually see the results on the field. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that approach. I'd say it's less fun, but whatever works, go for it, man. Like, I think there's reason for optimism, but hey, if you want to wait for results, I get it. We'll see. I feel confident though, to be honest with you.
All right. We got Marmar. Kalen is 2-1 against Georgia.
That's right. That's right. 2-1 against Georgia. 2-1 against Georgia. Beat Missouri, beat Tennessee, playoffs, number 2 recruiting class in the nation. Again, 40-10 in the last 4 years. Been to the national championship game, two playoff runs. I mean, he's about to go 1 right now. I mean, he's a, what's crazy? It's like, who was I talking to? Actually, never mind. I was debating Garrison like I typically fucking do. All right. So, bro, think about this. Kalen DeBoer is a top 10 coach in college football. And we have people within the fan base like, I don't know. What do you mean? Like, how much better does it fucking if you really think about it, how many coaches are better than Kalen DeBoer? There's not a lot of coaches that are better than Kalen DeBoer. Yes, there are better coaches than Kalen DeBoer. But Kalen DeBoer is a top 10 head coach in college football, period. So, like, I don't understand. I can understand why the fan base would want Kenny Dillingham. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I don't understand is not being excited about either. They're both very good candidates. Like, they both offer a lot. I think there's reason for optimism at the end of the day.
Dilly Train LFG from DSZA. Thank you, DSZA, for the 2. The Lost Angels also with a 2. If he's hired, would he coach the bowl game?
No.
Biff
Poggi.
That'd be Biff. Yeah. Sunny days. Man, you make me want to get some sunny. I haven't had a sunny delight in like 20 years.
No, you know what's funny though? It just reminds you of like my childhood, to be real with you. I fuck with it. Never change, bro. You keep the avatar, you keep the name, bro.
I love it. I do love it. Lamar Morgan could run the defense. Minter recommended him before he left, and I remember hearing he was given more role mid-season, and we got better. I think we can do better, personally.
I feel confident we can do better. I do. Lamar Morgan, I like Lamar Morgan, but Michigan doesn't need to, limit themselves. Like, Michigan needs to get the best people possible right now for the job, the strongest staff they can build, and that's really got to be the objective at this time.
Let's see. I did that one already. Mason Brews with the 5. Who's going to be the best long-term option? I say Dilly. You're right. Look, Dillingham's 35, and he's going to be coaching at Michigan. That's a job you don't just hop. Michigan's a job you stick around.
All right, so DeBoer is 51. So do we really not think 10 years is in DeBoer? I mean, like, I think they both have long term. They both have long. The reality is, the question is not, it's just who's going to give you the best run, because either coach, anything beyond 10 years is quite rare, So DeBoer has a head start on Dillingham. That's like, who has more experience? Dillingham, or not Dillingham? DeBoer. DeBoer has more head coaching experience. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. If you think Dillingham's a lifer, then that's another thing. But I mean, that's such a hard. Who's really a lifer anymore? Like, what is a coach right now on a lifer path right now? Kirby Smart, but who else? Think of Dan Lanning, maybe.
Kirk Ferentz.
But dude, he invented Lifer. What do you mean? He's like
Yeah.
he originated Lifer. Him and Joe Paterno, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I'm trying. There's not a lot because of all the hopping that's going
There's
on.
really not. Like a true Lifer coach it's rare. Like that's like right now there's like 2 or 3 on that path right now.
We be Chubbin. I know we've addressed our possible portal transfers, but if we hired DeBoer, isn't it possible he could bring some of these kids he recruited to Michigan? He has the number 4 class. That would be huge.
It'd be kids, people from the roster. If he or from Alabama, like could he get Alabama players to go into the portal for Michigan? I think it's possible. I think it is possible. I mean, to be honest, this might be crazy to people, but I think that would open the Ryan Williams question real up. Like Ryan Williams from Alabama, if Kalen DeBoer came here, you don't think Kalen DeBoer wants to bring Ryan Williams up here? I mean, that would be a name to watch in my opinion if Kalen DeBoer came here. But I don't know. I mean, it's I would anticipate some transfer from Alabama to Michigan. How much? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm exploring this whole general manager head coach thing. So apparently it's Stanford. And Luck is above the head coach.
Yeah, that would make sense.
At a lot of other programs, the head coach is above the GM.
Well, let me say this.
So it actually depends on the school.
That's fair. Well, let me just say this: like, do we think if Nick Saban was coaching, the GM's above Nick Saban? No. I'm listen. I'm sure there are coaches who are above the general manager. But my point about the general manager is this: the coach does not tell the general manager how much money they can spend. The AD is telling the general manager how much money they can spend.
And that's fair. That's
what I mean by being just
collaborative process. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more AD GM than it is head coach GM. The head coach lets the GM know what he's looking for, what he needs to build a roster. But the reality is the purse strings are pulled from above the general manager.
Rick says, who would you want for OC if we hired Dillingham? I'd want him to bring the OC that he has.
Sure, you could do that, but I heard an interesting thought. It'd be interesting if Dillingham came here and kept Chip Lindsey. It'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting blend.
I'd be cool with that too.
It'd be an interesting blend, I think.
I would. But Arroyo is amazing. Like I'm down.
I'm not saying he wouldn't do that. He probably would. That's probably the exact thing that would happen. I'm just offering that if it was. I mean, I think he probably will bring his own offensive coordinator. Why wouldn't he? And what did Arizona State's offense? Yeah, I saw this. I don't know. I mean, how do we know it's real though? That's my question. I mean, I've seen it. Listen, I don't know though. Like I can't confirm. You know what I mean? Like I have no idea if this is. I mean, there is a belief that Spiro has a Michigan connection, but who knows who that is, bro? I don't know. And I know there was a text message or something with the Spiros or with Acker, but I read it and I didn't like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen everything, but what I saw, I was like, all right, what was even said here, you know? So I don't know. Yeah. To be continued on that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
On that,
it's possible. I mean, it's possible, but again,
I don't know. It seems, I'll tell you this, that'd be all right. Let's just say this, if true, that's a fucking serious issue. But again, this is one of those things where like, you don't want to run with something like this. I don't know. I have no idea if this is the reality.
Benettazzini with the 10, if we name a new coach at early next week, won't most of the current staff start jumping ship even before the bowl game? I'd take it, but that is a concern. I think Biff kind of has things locked pretty well.
Why would they jump ship? I don't think they would jump ship because why not just finish the season? What does it change? I mean, anyways, it looks bad to jump ship. Like that doesn't look good. I mean, there's one game left. No, these coaches are going to finish it out, and then there's going to be another coaching pool. That's just what's going to happen.
So there is I joined. We did give a shout out, Austin.
We did. I know.
We'll give another one.
Yeah.
Woo! Because we love members here.
Appreciate
so
it. Yeah.
Another one, Austin Springer.
Another one.
Dodoy, irony, Board of Regents with anti-sports people select next head coach. It's not the first time.
I don't know. To be honest, I would put money that the donors have probably the most say ever on this head coach right now in the history of Michigan.
Donors are going to be big.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think Michigan. I really think we might see a real new era of Michigan football, man. Like you saw what Michigan has done with the basketball program. Like they really committed to Dusty May. Dusty May demanded an NIL package to be successful. We're seeing what he's building. I would anticipate, like, listen, now, granted, to do what Dusty May's doing, literally, they're on a historic pace right now. But I would anticipate Michigan football to really be on a good trajectory with this new hire and with what Michigan's willing to do to build it to a very prominent program.
Today's practice at Arizona State was canceled.
Wait, is that confirmed? That it was confirmed?
Yeah, Devil's Digest. Because of thin numbers, very few veterans practicing, the team went 3 straight days. Had nothing to do with the Dillingham to Michigan rumors.
Yeah, right.
If he shows up to tomorrow's practice, probably a good sign that Dillingham is staying. So that's Devil's Digest. So they want him to stay.
Hey, remember we were dealing with the LSU? Remember we were dealing with the LSU fucking media about Bryce Underwood?
Yes.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Shut up. LSU media didn't know, and they don't know either. If Michigan wants Dillingham, they're getting Dillingham. Like, what are they talking about?
Elisha, Andrew Marsh, and Jordan Tyson would have been nice.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. I mean,
sick. That'd be sick.
Would have been.
I'm just hoping Andrew Marsh stays, and then we get someone else that's super, which I think we have a shot now of getting someone super dynamic to go alongside them.
Both, yeah. I feel like that's happening, boys. I mean, I think, look, there. What is one commonality between DeBoer and Dillingham? Well, they're both offensive minded. They're both very strong offensive minds. Now, DeBoer is a little bit more accoladed, but Dillingham, again, up and comer. He's the young one on the up, but Michigan will have. See, here's the thing: like Michigan's going to have, with whatever hire they get, a very good offense. Like I would anticipate top 15 offenses with whatever hire we get, and it's potentially possible they get higher. But I mean, I think top 15 is a fair projection for them. In year one, we'll see. Year two, I'd say, I'd put money on that. But again, it's the defense. What do they do on the counter side of the team? Who's the defensive coordinator? See, for me, all right, whatever hire it is, right, whether it's Dillingham or DeBoer, to me, it comes down to 3 really critical hires. Retaining Tony Alford, period.
Yeah, got to do that.
A very strong offensive line coach. A very strong offensive line coach. And then an elite defensive coordinator. You give me an elite defensive coordinator, a very strong offensive line coach, the retainment of Tony Alford, whoever, whether it's DeBoer or Dillingham, I am completely comfortable. The current
ASU is Saga Tuitele. So I don't know a ton. I have to dig into some of the stats on the O-line and the pressures that they've allowed and not allowed. But that's who's currently coaching. But yeah, I want somebody who's elite to coach because we need our trench play back. We need Michigan back. We need our trenches to be back like it was in 21, 22, 23. Joe Moore Award winning.
Here's the thing, too. Is like, if that offensive staff from Arizona State comes here, they're going to have more talent to play with, right? Like there's more. You got Savion Hyder next year. You got Jordan Marshall. You have an offensive line that is a year older. You have Bryce Underwood, Andrew Marsh. Like there's a lot of talent, and potentially if they can retain Justice Haynes, we'll see. It just comes down to what wide receivers they add in the portal. And who is going to be the tight end? That's another question mark because I'm not too sure. I know next year.
So here you go. You got looks like Charlie Regal is the special teams guy. We talked about Brian Ward already as DC and a top 40. Arroyo, I want Arroyo if possible. Again, we got a running backs coach, but again, an assistant. So Aguano. Again, I want to keep Alford if possible. But yeah, I mean, I think they're probably going to blend kind of some of these people and maybe take the best of both worlds. Take the best of Michigan, the best of Arizona State, bring them together.
All right, check this out. So for scoring offense of this year, let's compare the two offenses. Oh, actually, fuck. Arizona State's scoring offense was actually only ranked 87th at 20. Damn, that's not good, bro. 24.7. But Alabama's scoring offense was, let's see.
You have to remember their quarterback went down.
That's true.
So
I know.
Remember, yeah. Mark pointed that out earlier. Yeah,
41, and they lost. Well, Alabama lost their running backs, but 41st in the nation. 321. What was Michigan at? Where was Michigan this year? So, damn, 72nd. Son of a bitch. No bueno, bro. But anyways, that's done. That's the past. We're gonna move forward. What else we got in the super chat, John?
Well, in 2024, the offense had 32.9 points per game. That's 30th in the country last year, so not terrible there. And yeah, as Dean points out, lots of injuries. Elisha, so we're just talking about this. ASU canceled their practice today. Apparently they had practiced 3 days in a row, so that was part of the reason, but we'll find out what happens tomorrow. Marmar says Kalen is 123-18. Who is a better record than that besides Ryan Day? Kirby, maybe? What's Kirby's record? Kirby is let's see. Kirby is 117-20. So I mean, the point is, I get your point. It's one of the best win-losses out there, for sure. For sure. I just think with the playoffs, it's going to be...
Wait, what was his win-loss? 123-18?
That's, yeah, so Kalen's 123-18 win-loss. Who is
I don't have those numbers.
Who is a better record?
My numbers for Kalen DeBoer.
Kalen?
Are 56-16.
He might be adding in the time he was in the lower divisions.
All right, maybe. I don't have those. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's, because it's 123-19 all time, but that includes the NAIA when he was in the NAIA and the GPAC. Okay. So it's a combined. Kirby Smart, on the other hand, he's
right. It is 123-19 in the overall.
Kirby Smart, on the other hand, did it all 117-20, all in the Power Four.
That is crazy. 123-19, bro. That's fucking nuts. So, like, how could you be like? Honestly, how is it? Like I said, win-win. Michigan's gonna win regardless. Whoever they get, we're good.
Yeah, I'm very happy with either candidate. Sunny Days get Sunny D and rum, mix it, and thank me later. All right.
I bet it is good. I bet it is good. It sounds good. It sounds good to me.
It's been a while since I've had a Sunny D. Maybe I'll have to do this.
It's been a while since I had Sunny D and rum.
Nicholas, what have you heard on the Underwood front? So what we've heard, and TJ, maybe you've heard similar things. The Underwood camp was looking at their options with who was like basically wait and see mode, but they do seem happy with both DeBoer and
the only one I know that I've heard that he is Kalen DeBoer. If it was Kalen DeBoer, I've heard he'd be good with that. I don't know about Dillingham, but I can't.
Apparently,
that doesn't mean he wouldn't be good. But I don't know. I never heard on Dillingham.
Apparently they're good with both, but that doesn't mean that someone like an Oregon or somebody might not try.
I don't think he would flip with either hire, but we'll see.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't either.
But they're gonna call. But yeah, he's gonna stay. Rick, I think he's gonna stay. Rick with the 2. Any players from ASU to watch if we hire Dilly?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know the roster like that. I'm not an Arizona State watcher. I mean, to be honest, I watched Cam Sketterbo last year. You know what I mean? Like I watched Arizona like that last year. This year, I'm not really tapped into Arizona State. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but I guarantee you some people in the chat will be throwing some names. Austin, what are our real possibilities of keeping our 2 5-stars?
For Carter Meadows, well, Saban Hyder is already said
Meadows and Hyder.
So, like Hyder, for example, he's here because of Tony Alford, not Chiron Moore. Please understand that.
Right.
The relationship with Tony Alford's why Saban Hyder's here. Carter Meadows. I feel we have a strong possibility to keep both of them. I think Carter Meadows is locked in. I think Saban Hyder's locked in. Michigan, listen, the hire is going to be good. They're going to be happy. The defensive coordinator, that's a question. I don't know who that's going to be. But at the end of the day, like I feel like we're going to be fine. I don't anticipate either one of them leaving. There's been no buzz.
Apparently there's a receiver that's really good. I mean, it seems like a lot. Like there's a lot. I like this comment. Nobody is tapped into Arizona State, but apparently a good receiver. He'll probably bring a couple of his guys that he thinks will fill holes on the team. He also, I'm sure he's going to leave some people at Arizona State to make sure that the cupboard isn't bare there either.
Michigan's roster is better than Arizona State's, but I'm sure there's some.
100%.
I'm sure some players on there that would only add to the roster.
Oh snap! Sunny Days is already on the Chiron rehabilitation train.
Hey, bring him back.
Can Chiron put on a wig and coach the O-line? I'll allow it if
1 year.
In 1 year
of sobriety.
He's got to lock his phone up. His phone up.
No OnlyFans accounts. 1 year. He can come back, coach the offensive line. Grant Newsome.
Those things. Have you ever gone to like a comedy show or like a show where they make you put your phone into one of those locked pouches?
The bags.
Yeah. Get one of those for Chiron Moore's phone so he's not texting the OnlyFans models.
Especially during fucking halftime, John. Especially during halftime. Let's not do that, man.
Yeah. Just say no to texting OnlyFans models at halftime, the Ohio State game. Man. Dean, thank you, Dean, for being a member for 15 months. Thank you. Did everyone forget why Justice Haynes left Bama? Dilly is my first choice. You're not. That's an interesting point.
I mean, he left Bama because he wasn't given RB1. He was playing behind somebody the whole. He was not given the opportunity. Michigan was willing to give him the opportunity to be the alpha, and that's really was the main motivator. But Michigan also was willing to pay him more, so Michigan paid him more and was willing to give him that opportunity. He took it, and good for him. And we'll see if Michigan's willing to. The word is they are going to try and keep him, but we'll see if they're able to be successful.
I just feel like there's so many other, like we've talked about this a bunch of times.
Listen,
I feel like there's so many other possibilities to fill.
All right, if Michigan's going to try and moneyball this shit, which they better not, then yes, I agree with you. Then yes, the resources should go to another position group, whether it's defensive line or corner or wide receiver. But if we hire this new head coach and Michigan's like, you know what, we'll give them the resources they need, then get everybody. Like, why not get Justice Haynes and an elite edge, or a shutdown corner? Like, why not stock up the cupboards, man? But it's up to Michigan. We'll see. I mean, the new hire. I'm curious if here's something I'm very curious. If there's anything that leaks of the NIL commitment, because every coach gets one. By the way, this is the new era of college football. So when coaches are getting hired now, they're signing deal, like they are getting within their contract where there will be an X amount of money for NIL commitment. I'm curious if we hear anything regarding our next hire for the football team.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna go to J Dubs. Oh boy, all the reporters who have said that they knew but didn't actually report anything are complicit. So I believe I'm assuming you're aiming that not at us, but at some of the other outlets that are like credentialed outlets out there. It's just tough, right?
I mean, I don't think anyone said they knew. I think everyone said they've heard it. You know, so
and everyone did hear it, but it's hearing it isn't enough to go and publish a story. You know,
there's a lot of hearing. There's a lot of, but like that's what people don't understand is like there's a lot of shit you hear. There's a lot of shit you hear, and like, listen, let me tell you this: me and John are not tapped in like so many others. Like there's so many others who have way more connections. There's so much you hear, man. Because everybody wants to feed information too.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. And I know that some media members are getting dragged right now. And
you know what I think? I don't think anyone's fucking complicit. I think you got to let the process play out. I don't think anyone should speak. Whatever happens to innocent until proven guilty. Like, I'm not fucking going to. I don't think anyone should accuse anybody of anything unless there's proof. The fuck are we doing?
And the investigation was playing out. We need to remember that an investigation had occurred, okay, in this whole thing. And so you don't want to be reporting a story as fact in the middle of an open investigation. You just don't.
No.
Pete Thamel. Proper journalism, you wait till the investigation's over. All right. Let's go with Rick. Any possibility we could get Hines Ward? Yes. If Dillingham comes, there's absolutely a possibility of any of his people. I think the key is what I hope happens, like I said, is that the best people from his squad now and the best people currently on our squad, boom, merge. You get the best of both worlds, and the others can go coach either at Arizona State or elsewhere. I want Hines Ward 100%. I think he would be a tremendous improvement over the wide receiver coaching the last few years. JH with the $7 Canadian. Jaden Sanders and Elijah Dodson on stream. Ain't nobody leaving, in response to somebody asking about Bryce. I do want to show you guys. I don't know if you saw the Michigan football account today, but there was actually a really good photo, or a couple of photos focused on the next game. So check this out. So there's Biff, and Biff is wearing a shirt. He's wearing a long sleeve. This is wild stuff right here. Biff Poggi wearing a long sleeve. But look, I mean, they look pretty tapped into me. I don't know. Taking a knee. They're looking pretty. They're in it. They're like doing like chants and shit. Like they're tapped in. So you guys remember Wolf of Wall Street? I'm not fucking leaving. Right? Remember that? Nick is back as a member. Those who stay will be champions. Thank you. If you also want to become a member, and I know Nick has been a member before, re-upped. So the reason I'm putting it on the screen is because I want to encourage others to consider becoming a member. If you become a member, you support what TJ and I do, what Johnny does, and everybody who contributes to the channel. We are really grinding, especially the last few days. We have been, I was looking at, today was my fiance's birthday, and she understands that I'm like plugged into this stuff, but like I had to be looking a little bit at times. And like we are like eating, sleeping, breathing this stuff to give you guys the best information we can. So If you want to support what we do, you want access to emojis, you want access to special streams, you want access to other things, become a member. I have pinned the link. So it's so easy now. If you're in chat, all you have to do is look at the top. There's a little link. It's pinned, and you can become a member by clicking that link or by clicking the join button. Either way, and then just pick a tier. $2.99 to get the emojis, $4.99 to have access to special streams, $9.99 you get your shout outs down here. You get access to the suggestion box, which means you get and I have to do one. I haven't done one in a while. So the people down here all get access to a suggestion box. So essentially, like, they can suggest an idea, a topic, a segment, and we'll most likely go with it if it sounds reasonable. So we've implemented a few of them. I know GT has had a few that we've done. I think like position group reviews and other things like that. And we had another one. So we have been doing that. So I will, for Connor Stallions people, the $9.99 membership, in the next couple days, I'll do a post asking, hey, what would you like to see next? And we'll likely do it. Rick. Hey, well, hey, Bellamy has followed Dillingham on social media, which you never know what that. No, Hines Ward would be. Hines Ward makes Bellamy look like Little League in comparison coaching.
Yeah.
Double Time Entertainment with the 10. Just remember this, folks. No man is more important than the team. No coach is more important than the team. The team, the team, the team. Good old Bo. Good old Bo.
I mean, that's probably. I mean, that's what you know damn well. It's what Biff's telling the boys right now, right? Like, it's not. That's exactly the selling point right now at Michigan. Is it's not even about the coach. It's about the team, right? And that's what they're unifying right now. I mean, the pictures look good. I mean, it looks like the team's unifying. I mean, listen, we've only had 2 kids, which unfortunately Ludwig and Walbridge, which does suck. Those were good. Those were good prospects, but it is what it is. There's going to be casualties of war. Okay.
Absolutely.
We right now are going through our battle, trying to get the next coach, the transition from the last coach. Listen, there's going to be some loss. It is what it is, but Michigan's got to maintain it and then just make sure they execute in the portal. But the message right now for Michigan is this is the team. It's not the coach. It's not a player. It's about the unity of the group, right? So interesting though, man. I mean, it's gonna be. Listen, I'll tell you this. The hire is going to probably happen before our bowl game. So like, there's gonna be a lot of hype, man. Like, there's gonna be a lot of hype, whatever the hire is, and then we're gonna be going to that bowl game. It'll be interesting to see how the boys play. I'm excited. Do we not agree that Michigan looked its best under Biff Poggi? I think we do agree. I
agree 100%.
Yeah. So I'm real curious. What if Biff fucking pulls off the dub, man? Like, listen, clearly he's not getting the job, but if he gets the W, it's like, all right, well, how would this year have gone with him at the head, But it is what it is.
Yeah, the one exception there's 2 exceptions, second half Washington and the Maryland game. That's it. Otherwise, I think Biff had Chip just let it, empowering him to run his offense. And it looked good. Oh shit. Oh no. KY's trying to get us into trouble. Who would you trust more with knowledge of this situation? Oh, Jesus. Webb.
Well, we were talking, though. We're talking to Chiron Moore. We're talking about the coaching situation.
Yeah, what situation?
Who do I think is the most? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with this question because the reality, here's the truth, too, about everybody. They all have their strengths in different areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the truth is, each situation, each individual probably, I will say, look, let's just be very clear here. Webb and Ballas are probably at the top of the food chain. Bacon is like your kind of like inside guy who typically has deep connections. So
writes books.
Yeah, he's got the more deep connections within the whole freaking university.
Very plugged in.
Hole, I would say, is like he's like an interesting wild card because, like, you know, he had the Connor Stallions connection in his back pocket last year and shit. But I think, to be honest, all right, I think and I might get some shit here right now. I probably would lean Ballas right now. I think Ballas is probably given the most. Well, actually, all right, and Bacon, Ballas and Bacon. I think Bacon's tapped in on this. I really do. And he has those region connections, like that administrative, that deep, you know, not only just athletically, but also the university itself. So I think Bacon and Ballas are kind of and listen, I know there's the 247 crowd. This isn't even a shot at that. Webb's great. There's nobody more connected than Sam Webb. He doesn't bat 1,000. Clearly, we just saw that. But you know, hey, but there's no one more connected than Sam Webb.
But he nailed the Bryce Underwood. You and Sam Webb with the Bryce Underwood thing.
Yeah, I mean, Ballas is probably batting second in terms of most connected. But to me right now, I think Ballas and Bacon got the best pulse on it. Because, dude, Sam Webb didn't even have Dillingham in his list.
Yeah. We beat Chubbin. If the Zeke Berry post was real, I think a lot of these players were done with Chiron. It was real, yeah. But I don't know. I think these kids will be pumped with a new staff. So it sounds like maybe addition by subtraction, and that maybe Chiron leaving actually energized a lot of these players, which doesn't surprise me if he spent half his time on only like looking for OnlyFans models.
Sure. All right. I mean, you know.
Okay. All right.
Hey, you know, he needed a break. All right. It's, you know, film, you know, like
listen,
15 minutes of film, 5 minutes of OnlyFans. You got to balance this shit out, dude.
Some people, when they need a break, they take a Kit Kat. A different type of Kit Kat.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm just gonna keep it there.
Type of candy. A different type of candy.
There we go.
But dude, listen, I think yeah, we'll keep moving. Fuck it.
Woo! Cool Moat is a YouTube member.
Thank you, bro.
And it is Leaders and Best. So thank you so much for becoming a Leaders and Best member. We got the Lost Angels asking, has Jesse Minner been offered the job? Unless something has changed massively in the last 5 minutes? No.
No, I've not heard anything. Dude, to be honest, it's down to 2. And I know it's been reported elsewhere that it's not down to 2, but look, yesterday I told everyone who watched our show yesterday it was down to 3. I told you what 3 it was, which was DeBoer, Dillingham, and I had Jed Fish. Today, we're down to 2. It's down to 2. So, and they've both been offered a contract, from my understanding.
All right. Super chats are up to date. So Lance is reminding everybody to join thank you for that, the best channel, posting our membership link. So you can become a member by Lance's post, as well as the pin post at the top and the join button. Become a member, support us. Because we're just going live at 11:30 p.m. To go live with what we know about Kenny Dillingham being the favorite right now to be the Michigan head coach. DeBoer is still very much in play. But if this thing drags on, like, I think the weekend is
I think we know by next. I think we know by next week. That's what I think. By next week, we know. So I think it's gonna apply. I think we're gonna wait all weekend. I do. I think next week. I think by next weekend we know. I think we have I think we know where we are. Is what I think.
And we got one more here with Odell trying to explain to rival fans that you can't fire a guy off a rumor is like trying to find a needle in the haystack. Yeah, I mean you got to go through an investigation.
Like what? Like, how can you speak on something you can't? Like, you don't know. Like, just because you hear something doesn't mean you know. Like, I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. So like, all right, we hear it, and the players are like, what the thing that like made me feel there was more truth to it than just like any rumor is that the players were talking about it. If the players are, and that's how I heard about it, is because the players were talking about it. So if the players are fucking talking about it, there's probably some validity to that. I mean, likely, so that's what made me be like, oh, there could, this could have some meat to it. But even so, like, you don't fucking know. You hear shit all the time, bro. I'm telling you, sometimes you don't even know what the hell to believe, because you're hearing everything.
Facts. One more, and then we will say goodnight, because obviously this was a unexpected show for us, but we had to do it. It's the love of the game. It's the love of Big J journalism. JH recommends TJ with the $279 Canadian dollars. Get some Buckleys. Tastes like shit, but it works.
The fuck is a Buckley? I don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
It's a Buckley.
Buckley's Canadian brand coughs. Bro, this is America.
Cough medicine? Yeah. No. Hey, fuck that. Hey, fuck that. If it works, I'm down. I don't give a shit.
I'm kidding.
I'm battling a fucking cold right now, so appreciate it. I'll look it up.
If we can get stores somewhere.
Hey, listen. Hey, our Canadian brethren are still brethren. All right, they're welcome here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, always.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I was just having a little fun at 1 a.m. We got.
I appreciate the Canadians, man.
Yeah, man. If you want to import us some cough syrup, we got that'd be great. Listen.
Sounds dangerous, bro. What do you mean?
Hey, listen. We got Double J Jackson Johnson, who I like to call the Chief Marketing Officer of Voice College Football, in the house right now with the 5. Dillingham to Michigan, like Rigby and Eileen on regular show. At first, Wolverines ain't thrilled, but watch him work and you'll see he's a game changer. Nice.
All right, Jackson. Appreciate it, man.
Jackson just bringing the references. HBKB9 with the 2. USC fan. Any coach you don't want to lose?
Tony Alford. And Biff Poggi. I would like to keep. They're really the only two I care enough about. I mean, let's. How about this? Fuck it. Let's go through all the coaches right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you got Tony Alford. Keep. Ron Bellamy. Do we really think we can't do better than Ron? Of course we can do.
Get him the fuck out of the building.
Grant Newsome. Do we not think we can get a better offensive line coach? I feel we can definitely get a better offensive line coach. So I don't need to keep Grant Newsome. And the tight ends coach, we got fucking what's our tight ends coach?
Kasula.
Yeah, Kasula. Listen, yeah, we felt good last year with Colson Loveland. How'd they do this year?
Not great.
Not one tight end took the torch. None of them. Not Zach Marshall. Not Hansen was injured all year. Marlon Klein was a 1-game wonder, bro. I don't feel like I just don't feel like the tight end room is giving me a lot of confidence. And I really want Brady Prescorn to shine, but he's been battling injuries. So
yeah. I think it's more Alford and maybe someone on the defense.
Then who though? Because who though? All right, Brian Jumree's a good coach, but he's a terrible recruiter. I mean, all right,
Wink. Because Wink could maintain a top 20 something at least defense.
Maybe it depends what coach it is. It depends what coach it is. If it's Dillingham, I'm fine with Wink staying. If it's DeBoer, I want DeBoer to get his defensive coordinator.
Fair. Okay. With that said, folks, our next show is going to be, what day is it today? So it just turned Saturday. Our next show will be Tuesday for the Michigan Wolverines live, assuming there isn't a head coach announcement, full on announcement of who the head coach is, in which part obviously we'll go live for that. But then Tuesday and Thursday every week we'll have Michigan Wolverines live on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, and Thursday we'll have the call-in show with TJ and Johnny Olden Jr. So there we go. Yep. Appreciate you fighting through what you're fighting through to be here being with us. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just let's watch it go. I think I think within a week we're gonna know where we're at. And it's good, man. I think
Yeah, we got another one. OG Marcus, I thank you for the 10. Really appreciate the 10. Dillingham has a tight end that runs sub 4.5 and plays multiple receiver positions. Plus, he has kids on ASU with ties to the state of Michigan and UM. Plus, his tight end coach is real good.
listen, if Dillingham comes here, I'm sure we will see an influx of Arizona State players. I mean,
Jason
I
Mons.
don't think we'll see a
Moans.
lot of them, but we'll see some of them.
So yeah, Jason Mons or Mons. I don't know how you pronounce that, but
dude. All right, hold up. I did put up a poll, John. Let's see what the poll's doing.
Oh yeah, how's it going? Yeah, 73% want Kenny Dillingham. 27% want Kalen DeBoer, and that's with 597 votes. So
I didn't realize it was that. Wow. All right. So then I think we gotta wait, John, because I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think Kalen DeBoer is Michigan's number one choice right now. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but I don't think Michigan's gonna wait around. I think Michigan's going to give Kalen DeBoer a certain window, and if he doesn't make a decision, then Dillingham's going to get it. That's how it feels right now. So that would be my opinion on it, but I guess we'll see. I mean, I do see it's insane. I didn't realize the poll was going to be 70-20.
That's pretty definitive there.
Yeah, that is wild. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, I think the fans are just far more excited for the journey with Dillingham, because it would be more fun. I can understand that. I mean, DeBoer is more established and is more experienced, clearly, but Dillingham just seems I think it brings a fire and an excitement that the fans want.
Well, thank you, OG Marcus, and thank you everybody for stopping by at a special late night episode of Michigan Wolverines Live to take you through Kenny Dillingham being the early favorite for the head coaching position at Michigan. Until next time, John Diadamo, TJ_Ronin on X, and we'll see you Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern for Michigan Wolverines Live again. Until then, go blue, and we'll see you soon.
Go blue.